Every morning at 5 a.m., I sat alone and did something for 15 minutes that made me a millionaire. Nobody saw it. Nobody knew about it. But those 15 minutes changed everything about how money flowed to me. I'm Henry Ford, and what I'm about to reveal isn't in any history book. It's not about working harder. It's not about inventing something. It's about a daily practice that rewired my brain to see opportunities that broke people walk right past. The wealthy do this. The broke don't. And the difference between wealthy and broke isn't talent, isn't connections, isn't luck. It's this 15-minute practice that costs nothing, requires no special skills, and works for anyone who actually does it. I started this practice when I was broke, working for someone else, making barely enough to survive. Within 6 months, opportunities started appearing that never existed before. Within 12 months, I had money building instead of disappearing. Within 18 months, I left my job and started building what became a fortune. And here's what's powerful about this. The practice is so simple that most people dismiss it. They think something so simple can't create wealth. But that dismissal is exactly why they stay broke, while people who do this simple thing get rich. So if you're working hard but staying broke, if opportunities never seem to find you, if money comes and goes but never builds, listen carefully, because what I'm about to teach you will change everything. Let's start with why most people never get rich no matter how hard they work. There's a wall between you and wealth. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but it's there. And every time you try to move toward wealth, you hit this wall and bounce back to broke. This wall isn't made of circumstances. It's not made of lack of opportunity. It's not made of bad luck. The wall is made of thoughts. Specifically, automatic thoughts about money that run in your brain without you noticing them. These thoughts control everything. What opportunities you see, what risks you take, what prices you charge, what money you keep, what wealth you build. And for most people, these automatic thoughts are broke thoughts. Thoughts that keep them poor no matter what they do. Broke thoughts sound like this. Money is hard to get. Rich people got lucky. I'm not good with money. Wanting wealth is greedy. If I charge more, people won't pay. If I keep money, something bad will happen. I need to save every penny. Spending on myself is wasteful. Those thoughts run automatically. You don't choose them. They just play in your head all day. And every time they play, they make decisions for you. Decisions that keep you broke. I had these thoughts when I was young. Didn't even know I had them. Just thought that's how reality worked. Money was hard to get. I wasn't good with it. If I charged more, people wouldn't pay. Those thoughts were my invisible wall, and I kept hitting it. Every time I tried to build wealth, these thoughts made decisions that pushed me back to broke. Then I learned something that changed everything. Thoughts aren't reality. They're just programs running in your brain, and programs can be rewritten. That's what the 15-minute morning practice does. It rewrites the broke thoughts, installs wealthy thoughts, removes the invisible wall. And once the wall is gone, wealth becomes possible. Not someday, fast. But before I show you the practice, you need to understand how the wall was built. Because if you don't understand how it got there, you won't believe you can remove it. And belief matters. So let me tell you how broke thoughts get installed and why they feel so real, even though they're lies. You weren't born with broke thoughts. Babies don't think money is hard to get. They don't think wanting things is greedy. They don't think they're bad with money. Broke thoughts get installed later, usually between ages 5 and 15. Here's how it happens. You watch your parents struggle with money. You hear them fight about bills. You see their stress. You feel their fear. Your brain learns, money causes pain. Money creates problems. Money is dangerous. You ask for something. Your parents say we can't afford it. You hear that 50 times, 100 times. Your brain learns, we never have enough. Money doesn't come to us. Wanting things leads to disappointment. You hear adults say rich people are greedy, lucky, dishonest. They got theirs by taking from others. Your brain learns, wealth is bad. Wanting wealth makes you bad. Good people stay poor. You watch your parents work hard and stay broke, never get ahead, Never build wealth, always struggle. Your brain learns hard work doesn't create wealth. Wealth must come from something else, something we don't have. All of this gets stored in your brain as automatic programming, as truth, as reality. And that programming runs for the rest of your life unless you deliberately rewrite it. I got broke programming from watching my father. He worked hard his entire life. Honest man, good man, never built wealth, always struggled, always worried about money. I watched him from age 5 to age 15. My brain recorded it all, stored it as, this is how life works. Work hard, stay broke, worry about money, die with nothing. That programming ran automatically in my brain until I was 28 years old. Every decision I made, every opportunity I evaluated, every price I charged, all filtered through that broke programming. And the programming kept me broke, kept me stuck, kept me hitting the invisible wall no matter what I tried. Then a man named Samuel taught me something that cracked the wall open. He said, Henry, you're not broke because you don't work hard. You're broke because you think broke thoughts all day. And broke thoughts create broke actions. And broke actions create broke results. If you want different results, you need different thoughts. Not hoping for different thoughts, not wishing for different thoughts. Deliberately installing different thoughts through daily practice. I didn't believe him at first. Thought he was talking nonsense. Thoughts don't control money. Work controls money. But he challenged me. He said, do my 15-minute practice every morning for 30 days. If your money situation isn't different after 30 days, dismiss everything I said. But if it is different, keep doing it for the rest of your life. I accepted the challenge, started the next morning, and by day 30, my money situation was completely different. Not because I worked harder, because I thought differently. And different thoughts created different actions, and different actions created different results. Every morning at 5 a.m., before anyone else was awake, before I started work, before I did anything else, I sat alone and did the 15-minute practice. Here's exactly what it is. For 15 minutes, you deliberately think wealthy thoughts. Not read about them, not hope for them. Actively think them, visualize them, feel them, make them real in your brain. You sit somewhere quiet, close your eyes, and you build scenes in your mind. Detailed scenes, vivid scenes, scenes of wealth coming to you easily. Here's what I visualized every morning. I saw myself completing a project, saw the client extremely happy, saw them paying me double what I expected because the value was so good, felt their gratitude, felt the weight of the money in my hand, felt the satisfaction of being paid well for excellent work. I saw opportunities appearing everywhere, people approaching me with projects, ideas coming to me in the moment, resources showing up exactly when I needed them, felt the ease of it, felt wealth flowing to me naturally instead of me chasing it desperately. I saw myself keeping money instead of spending it all, saw my savings growing, saw investments multiplying, saw wealth building month after month, felt the security, felt the confidence, felt the freedom that comes from having money working for me. 15 minutes. Every single morning, making these scenes as real as possible in my mind, seeing details, feeling emotions, believing it was happening right now, not someday. That's the practice. Simple, but powerful. More powerful than anything else I've ever done to build wealth. Now here's why this works. Your brain doesn't know the difference between something vividly imagined and something actually experienced. When you visualize wealthy scenes with enough detail and emotion, your brain treats it as real experience, and once your brain has experience with wealth coming easily, with opportunities appearing, with money building, it starts acting like that's normal, like that's how things work. The broke programming says money is hard to get, but you just gave your brain experience of money coming easily. The broke programming says opportunities are rare, but you just gave your brain experience of opportunities everywhere. The broke programming says you can't keep money, but you just gave your brain experience of money building. The visualized experience contradicts the broke programming, and with enough repetition, the visualized experience overwrites the broke programming. That's how you rewrite the thoughts. That's how you remove the invisible wall. 15 minutes a day, 30 days minimum. The broke thoughts get weaker, the wealthy thoughts get stronger. And by day 30, you're thinking differently. And thinking differently means acting differently. And acting differently means getting different results. I did this practice every morning for 6 months straight before I fully understood how powerful it was. The first week, nothing obvious changed. I was just sitting and imagining for 15 minutes. Felt a bit foolish, but I'd committed to 30 days, so I continued. Week 2, I noticed something small. Someone offered me a project I would normally have declined because the payment timeline was uncertain. But this time, I said yes without hesitation. Didn't overthink it, didn't worry, just said yes. The project paid well and on time. Week 3, I raised my prices on new projects. Not because someone told me to, because it suddenly felt right, felt natural. The new prices were 30% higher than my old prices. I expected people to reject them, but they didn't. They paid without question. Week 4, I started seeing opportunities I'd walked past for years. A shop owner needed equipment repaired. I'd seen that same shop owner struggling with broken equipment dozens of times before, but I'd never thought to offer help. This time, I immediately thought, I can fix that. I can get paid for that. I offered. He hired me, paid me well. By week 6, opportunities were appearing daily. By week 12, my income had doubled. Same work, same hours. Different thoughts leading to different actions, leading to different results. That's the power of 15 minutes every morning deliberately thinking wealthy thoughts. Let me explain what's actually happening in your brain during the 15-minute practice, because understanding the mechanics makes you trust the process. Your brain has neural pathways. These are like roads that thoughts travel on. The more a thought travels a specific pathway, the stronger that pathway becomes. The stronger the pathway, the more automatic that thought becomes. Broke people have strong neural pathways for broke thoughts. Money is hard to get. That thought has traveled its pathway 10,000 times. The pathway is a highway. The thought is automatic, fast, dominant. Wealthy people have strong neural pathways for wealthy thoughts. Money comes to me easily. That thought has traveled its pathway 10,000 times. Its pathway is a highway. The thought is automatic, fast, dominant. The broke person and the wealthy person live in the same economy, same opportunities available, but they see completely different realities because their neural pathways are different. Their automatic thoughts are different. Their dominant programs are different. The 15-minute morning practice builds new neural pathways. You deliberately think a wealthy thought. That thought travels a new pathway. The pathway is weak at first, just a dirt trail, easy to ignore, but you think it again tomorrow. The pathway gets a bit stronger. You think it every day for 30 days. The pathway becomes a road. You think it every day for 90 days. The pathway becomes a highway. And once it's a highway, the wealthy thought becomes automatic, becomes dominant, becomes your new reality. At the same time, the broke pathways are getting weaker. You're not traveling them anymore. You're not thinking those thoughts anymore. The highway of broke thoughts starts deteriorating, turns back into a road, then a trail, then disappears. This is neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to rewire itself, and you control the rewiring through what thoughts you deliberately practice. 15 minutes every morning practicing wealthy thoughts builds wealthy pathways and destroys broke pathways. That's not philosophy, that's neuroscience, that's mechanics, that's why it works. I didn't know about neural pathways when I started the practice. I just knew broke thoughts were automatic, and I wanted different thoughts to be automatic. The 15-minute practice made that happen. By month 3, wealthy thoughts were starting to feel automatic. Money comes to me easily. I'd think that thought without trying. It just appeared. Opportunities are everywhere. That thought would pop up naturally when I looked around. I'm good with money. That thought felt true instead of feeling like a lie. The broke thoughts were still there, but they were quieter, weaker, easier to ignore. By month 6, the wealthy thoughts were dominant. They ran automatically. They controlled my actions. They created my results. The broke thoughts barely appeared anymore, and when they did, they felt foreign, like someone else's thoughts, not mine. That's the full transformation. Broke thoughts dominant to wealthy thoughts dominant. Happens through 15 minutes of deliberate practice every single morning. Nothing else required. No books, no courses, no mentors. Just you, 15 minutes, and vivid visualization of wealth coming to you easily. Let me walk you through exactly what to expect in the first 30 days. Because knowing what's coming helps you push through the resistance. Days 1 through 7. Feels awkward. Feels fake. You're sitting there imagining wealth and your brain is saying, "This is stupid. This won't work. You're wasting time." That voice is the broke programming defending itself. Ignore it. Keep visualizing. Days 8 through 14. Starts feeling more natural. The awkwardness fades. You start looking forward to the 15 minutes. Your visualizations get more detailed, more vivid, more emotional. You're building the new neural pathways. Days 15 through 21. You notice small changes in your behavior. You say yes to something you would have said no to. You charge more for something. You keep money instead of spending it immediately. The new pathways are starting to influence your actions. Days 22 through 30. The changes accelerate. You're seeing opportunities you missed before. You're taking actions you avoided before. You're getting results you didn't get before. The new pathways are getting strong. By day 30, you're different. Not completely transformed, but noticeably different. Your automatic thoughts are starting to shift. Your default actions are starting to change. Your results are starting to improve. That's when you decide to continue, because the proof is visible. The practice works. And if 30 days created this much change, 90 days will create much more. And if 90 days creates much more, 18 months will create complete transformation. So you commit to continue. 15 minutes every morning, every single day, no exceptions, no skipping, because you've seen it works, and you want the full transformation. Day 30 for me was a turning point. I looked back at the previous month and saw clear changes. I'd earned more money than any previous month. I'd taken opportunities I would have missed. I'd charged prices I would have been afraid to charge. I'd kept money I would have spent. All from thinking differently. All from 15 minutes every morning rewiring my brain. So I committed to continue. Not for 30 more days. Forever. This practice would be part of my morning routine for the rest of my life, because I'd found the lever that moved everything. Not hard work, not long hours, not lucky breaks. Thoughts. Wealthy thoughts practiced daily until they became automatic. That was the lever. That was the hidden secret. And I was going to pull that lever every single morning until wealth was permanent and automatic. Here's what nobody tells you about rewiring your brain. The old programming fights back. The broke thoughts don't want to die. They've been running your life for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. They're not going to disappear quietly. So they create resistance. They make you want to skip the practice. They make you forget to do it. They make you think it's not working. They whisper that this is a waste of time, that you should be working instead of visualizing, that successful people don't sit around imagining, they take action. All of that is the old programming trying to survive, trying to keep you broke, trying to maintain control. And if you listen to that resistance, if you let it stop you from doing the 15-minute practice, the broke programming wins. You stay broke forever. But if you push through the resistance, if you do the practice even when resistance says don't, the new programming wins. The wealthy thoughts take over. The broke thoughts die. I hit massive resistance around week 3. Woke up one morning and the broke programming was screaming, "You're wasting time. You should be working. This visualization nonsense isn't building anything. You need to hustle, not imagine." That voice was loud, convincing, urgent, and I almost listened, almost skipped the practice and went straight to work. But I remembered Samuel's challenge. 30 days, no matter what. So I sat down and did the 15 minutes despite the resistance. The resistance was still there when I finished, but I'd won that battle. I'd done the practice despite the programming trying to stop me. Next morning, same thing. Resistance. But I did the practice anyway. Third morning, the resistance was weaker. By the end of week 4, the resistance was barely there. The new programming was getting stronger. The old programming was losing power. That's how you win. You don't wait for resistance to disappear. You do the practice despite the resistance. You win one morning at a time. And after enough wins, the resistance stops coming. The new programming is dominant. The wealthy thoughts are automatic. And building wealth becomes natural instead of hard. Let me give you the exact visualization template I used every morning. This is what works. This is what rewrites the programming. This is what builds wealthy neural pathways. You're going to visualize 3 specific scenes. Each scene lasts 5 minutes. That's 15 minutes total. Scene 1. Money coming to you easily. See yourself completing work. See a client paying you. See them happy. See them paying more than expected because the value was so good. Feel the money in your hand. Feel the satisfaction. Feel the ease of it. See opportunities appearing. Someone approaches you with a project. You didn't seek it out, it came to you. See yourself saying yes. See yourself getting paid well. Feel the flow of opportunities coming to you instead of you chasing them desperately. Spend 5 minutes on this scene. Make it vivid. Make it detailed. Make it feel real. Scene 2. You keeping and multiplying money. See money in your hand. See yourself putting it somewhere safe. See it staying there. See it growing. See more money joining it. See the stack getting bigger. See investments paying back. See money making more money. Feel the security. Feel the confidence. Feel the freedom of having money that works for you instead of you working for money. Spend 5 minutes on this scene. Make it vivid. Make it real. Scene 3. You making wealthy decisions easily. See yourself in a situation where you need to make a money decision. See yourself making the wealthy choice without hesitation. See yourself charging high prices confidently. See yourself investing without fear. See yourself keeping money without guilt. See yourself saying no to broke options and yes to wealthy options automatically. Feel the ease of making wealthy decisions. Feel it being natural instead of forced. Spend 5 minutes on this scene. Make it real. That's the template. 3 scenes, 5 minutes each, 15 minutes total, every single morning. Same scenes, same practice. Repetition is what builds the neural pathways. Repetition is what rewrites the programming. Repetition is what makes wealthy thoughts automatic. I used this exact template every morning for 18 months. Same 3 scenes, every day. Some people ask, doesn't it get boring? Doesn't it get repetitive? Yes, that's the point. You're not trying to entertain yourself. You're trying to rewire your brain. And rewiring requires repetition. The same thought, the same visualization, the same emotional experience, repeated until the neural pathway is a highway, until the thought is automatic, until the programming is permanent. Boring is good. Boring is how you rewire. Boring is how you get rich. So don't try to make it exciting. Don't change the scenes every day. Don't get creative. Just do the same 3 scenes every morning for months until wealthy thoughts are automatic. That's the practice. That's the hidden secret. That's how you get rich fast. The 15-minute morning practice rewrites your thoughts. But there's a second practice that reinforces the new programming and accelerates the transformation. Every evening before sleep, you review your day through the lens of wealthy thinking. Takes 5 minutes. Here's how it works. Ask yourself 3 questions. Question 1. What opportunity did I see today that I would have missed before? Think back through your day. Was there a moment when you noticed something you could do, someone you could help, some value you could create? That's your brain's new programming showing you opportunities. Acknowledge it, celebrate it, write it down. Question 2. What wealthy decision did I make today? Did you charge a good price instead of a low price? Did you keep money instead of spending it? Did you say yes to something valuable instead of avoiding it? That's your brain's new programming influencing your actions. Acknowledge it, celebrate it, write it down. Question 3. What broke thought tried to stop me today, and how did I override it? There was a moment when the old programming tried to take control, tried to make you play small, tried to make you avoid opportunity, tried to make you choose broke, but you overrode it. You chose wealthy instead. Acknowledge that win, celebrate it, write it down. This evening review does 2 things. First, it makes you conscious of the changes happening. You're not just different, you're aware that you're different. That awareness reinforces the new programming. Second, it gives you evidence that the morning practice is working. Every evening you write down opportunities you saw, wealthy decisions you made, broke thoughts you overrode. That evidence builds belief, and belief accelerates transformation. I started the evening review after 30 days of morning practice, 5 minutes every night answering the 3 questions. Within a week, I was filling a full page with answers. Opportunities everywhere, wealthy decisions constantly, broke thoughts getting overridden repeatedly. That evidence was proof. The morning practice was working. The rewiring was happening. The wealthy programming was taking over. And seeing that evidence every night made me more committed to continuing the morning practice, made me more confident that transformation was real and permanent. Here's what happens after 90 days of the morning practice and evening review. You're not just thinking differently, you're seeing differently. The world looks different. The same street you walked for years has opportunities you never saw before. The same people you talk to for years have needs you can serve. The same work you did for years has value you can charge more for. Everything is the same, but you're different. And because you're different, you see different possibilities. This is the multiplication effect. Wealthy thoughts don't just change your actions, they change your perception. They change what your brain shows you. Broke programming makes your brain filter out opportunities. It doesn't show them to you, doesn't let you see them, because seeing them would contradict the programming. Can't see money coming easily if your brain believes money is hard to get. Can't see opportunities everywhere if your brain believes opportunities are rare. The filter protects the programming. Wealthy programming removes the filter. Your brain starts showing you what was always there but hidden. Opportunities, resources, value, possibilities, all visible now, all available now. And when you can see 10 times more opportunities than you saw before, your results multiply. This happened to me around month 4 of daily practice. I was walking through the factory district, same walk I'd done hundreds of times, but this time I saw things I'd never noticed. A shop with broken equipment sitting outside. My brain immediately thought, I can fix that. I can charge for that. Before, I would have walked right past without noticing. A business owner loading heavy materials by himself, struggling. My brain thought, I can help with that. I can offer a service doing that. Before, invisible. Now, obvious. A piece of machinery being thrown away. My brain saw, that has parts I can use. That has value. Before, just trash. Now, opportunity. 3 opportunities in one walk. 3 chances to create value and get paid. All of them were always there, but my broke programming filtered them out. My new wealthy programming showed them to me. That's the multiplication effect. Same world, same circumstances. 10 times more opportunities visible because your brain is different. I've taught this practice to dozens of people over the years. Told them exactly what I'm telling you. 15 minutes every morning. 3 visualization scenes. 5 minutes evening review. Simple, clear, proven. Most people quit before day 30. Some quit after 3 days. Some after a week. Some after 2 weeks. Very few make it to 30. Almost none make it to 90. Why? Because they don't see immediate, massive results. They do the practice for a week. Check their bank account. Still the same. Conclude it doesn't work. Quit. But that's not how neural rewiring works. You don't visualize wealth for 3 days and wake up rich. You visualize wealth for 3 days and start noticing small changes in your thoughts. You do it for 2 weeks and start noticing small changes in your actions. You do it for 30 days and start noticing small changes in your results. You do it for 90 days and the changes compound into obvious transformation. You do it for 18 months and you're wealthy. The people who quit after a week are expecting magic, expecting the visualization to create money out of thin air. That's not how it works. The visualization rewires your brain. The rewired brain changes your actions. The changed actions create different results. The different results build wealth. It's a process. It takes time, but it works. Every single person who's done this practice for 90 days straight has gotten results. Every single one, no exceptions. The people who don't get results are the people who quit before the neural pathways are built, before the programming is rewritten, before the transformation is complete. So if you start this practice, commit to 90 days minimum. Not 3 days, not a week, not 30 days, 90 days. Every morning, every evening. No skipping, no quitting. 90 days and your life will be different. Not slightly different, dramatically different. Your thoughts will be different. Your actions will be different. Your opportunities will be different. Your money will be different. That's the timeline. 90 days. Commit to it fully or don't start at all. I committed to 90 days after seeing results at 30 days. Told myself, if 30 days created this much change, 90 days will create 3 times more change. And it did. Day 90. I looked back at day 1 and didn't recognize that person. Day 1 me was broke, scared, hesitant, couldn't see opportunities, couldn't charge good prices, couldn't keep money. Day 90 me was different, confident, bold, opportunities everywhere, charging premium prices, building wealth. Same person, same body, different brain, different programming, different results. That 90-day transformation convinced me to continue for life, because I'd seen the proof. This practice works. This practice transforms. This practice builds wealth faster than anything else I'd ever tried. So I kept doing it. Kept doing it for 18 months. Kept doing it for 5 years. Still doing it today. Every morning. 15 minutes. 3 scenes. Wealthy thoughts replacing broke thoughts. Wealthy programming becoming automatic. Wealth building as a natural result. There's a specific moment in the process when everything clicks, when the transformation becomes undeniable, when you know with certainty that you're different and wealth is inevitable. For most people, this moment happens between day 60 and day 90. You're doing the morning practice, same as every day, visualizing the 3 scenes, and suddenly you realize something. The visualizations don't feel like pretending anymore. They feel like remembering. Like you're not imagining a future where money comes easily. You're remembering experiences you've already had of money coming easily. The neural pathways are so strong, so automatic, that your brain treats the visualized experiences as real memories. And when your brain has memories of wealth, it acts like wealth is normal, like wealth is your reality. That's the turning point. That's when you know the transformation is permanent. That's when you know wealth is inevitable. My turning point happened on day 73. I was doing the morning practice, visualizing a client paying me well for excellent work. And suddenly I realized, I'm not imagining this, I'm remembering this. This happened yesterday, and the day before, and every day this week. The visualization had become my reality. Money was coming easily. Clients were paying well. Opportunities were appearing constantly. The wealthy thoughts I'd been practicing for 73 days had become automatic. The wealthy actions those thoughts created had become habits. The wealthy results those actions produced had become normal. I'd crossed the threshold. I wasn't becoming wealthy, I was wealthy. The programming was complete. The transformation was done. Everything after that point was just continuation, just compound, just building on the foundation that was now permanent. You now know the hidden secret. 15 minutes every morning. 3 visualization scenes. 5 minutes each. Money coming to you easily. You keeping and multiplying money. You making wealthy decisions naturally. Do this every morning for 90 days minimum. Add the evening review, 5 minutes, 3 questions. What opportunity did I see? What wealthy decision did I make? What broke thought did I override? Do this every evening for 90 days minimum. That's it. 20 minutes a day total, 90 days minimum. Your brain will rewire. Your thoughts will change from broke to wealthy. Your actions will change from broke to wealthy. Your results will change from broke to wealthy. This works. Not theory, not hope. Proven mechanics, neural pathways, programming, transformation. I've done it. Dozens of people I've taught have done it. Anyone who actually does it for 90 days gets results. The only people who don't get results are people who quit before 90 days, or people who never start. So don't be someone who hears this and does nothing. Don't be someone who thinks about starting someday. Don't be someone who tries it for 3 days and quits. Be someone who commits to 90 days, who does the morning practice every single day, who does the evening review every single night, who pushes through resistance when it comes, who keeps going when broke thoughts say stop. Be someone who completes the 90 days and gets the transformation, because the transformation is available. The process works. The only question is whether you'll do it, whether you'll commit, whether you'll push through. Make that decision right now. Commit to 90 days starting tomorrow morning. Set your alarm for 5 a.m. Prepare a quiet place to sit. Decide you're going to rewire your brain and build wealth through 15 minutes of daily practice. Tomorrow morning, not someday, tomorrow. And 90 days from tomorrow, you'll be different. Your thoughts will be different. Your opportunities will be different. Your money will be different. Your future will be different. All from 15 minutes every morning for 90 days. That's the hidden secret. That's how you get rich fast. Not through luck, through deliberate neural rewiring, through replacing broke thoughts with wealthy thoughts, through practicing wealth until it becomes automatic. Start tomorrow. Begin now.